Shalom. Once again, I don't know how much memory I have in my phone, so you know, just gonna continue. Just starting off where I left off, I was just saying that when I came out here, they had a communication barrier via through gang signs. I didn't know nothing about gangs, and so there was hitting me up, I guess, and I'm just looking like I know what you're doing, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? So in that regard, it's the same thing. If you come into somebody's trying to learn the gospel, and they're in that room, that unlearned person's in that unlearned man is in that unlearned room, basically, and you're talking over their head. They're like, I know you're trying to edify me and teach me, but it's not connecting, right? So, verse 17 says, "For thou verily givest thanks well, but the other is not edified." So it's like, you're praising the Most High. He's talking about how incredible you are through this meat, um, to this person that needs milk. It's like I can tell you're going in, but I don't understand. So now at that point, like, what's the point to even talking to this person? You might as well just be talking to you and the Most High, right? So the Lord sent us to the flock, the sheep. So we got to do things to maintain the sheep and pay attention to the sheep. Okay. It says, "I think my power, I speak with tongues more than ye all. Uh, Yet in the church I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue." See, so you can have a belly of knowledge, but you can speak 5 words to edify that person. So what is your goal? You know what I'm saying? The ultimate goal should be unto edify via through prophecies. Prophecies is no doubt edifying. Okay, of course there's milk prophecies and there's meat, things that are easy to understand and things that aren't. So, but you should prophesy. Scripture says, despise not prophesying. Okay? It says, brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men. So it's like, you grow, but in understanding, in malice, you be children. Basically, you don't do things for ill will. You don't do things, just be innocent and, be children, basically, in malice. If somebody's doing ill will, it's just like, you know, turn a blind eye to it. Not like you let a person go, you're supposed to mind a person of their sins, but basically do things unto edifying. Don't forget why you come out there. Don't forget why you teach. Don't do things to show off. Don't do things to spark a fight. Don't do things to go over people's head. Do things unto edifying. Okay? So it's like, don't let these external things bother you emotionally, but stick to the things of understanding. Okay? It says, in the law it is written, with men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people, and yet for all that will lay, so like all that they will not hear me, saith the Lord. Wherefore tongues are for signs, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. So those tongues is for those that believe not, right? So wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. So the people that don't believe, it's a sign unto them that what? Men shall speak tongues, dream dreams, things like that. You're seeing, it's like, oh, you don't know what they're saying, but you're seeing miracles. But prophesying is for them that believe. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, if you're in there to gather the sheep, you should be prophesying, speaking of what? The dangers that are ahead, the will of the Most High. It's easy to sit there and say, the Lord has a blessing for you. The Lord got anointing for you. The Lord will take care of you. But the real thing that a person needs to know is what the Lord is planning on doing. The RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. This corona, how to connect the corona with the prophecies that there's plagues and then there's going to be famines based off the corona. Things like that is connecting the dots and prophetically informing people so they know how to move. But if you're just telling them, hey, the Lord's dealing with you, the Lord's got a blessing your way, you know what I'm saying? It's not edifying. Because you can not only go over a person's head, but you can underfeed them. You know what I'm saying? To the point that they need you. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to teach somebody as a teacher and they need us. You know, we're here to teach that, you give a man a fish, he's gonna come back, but you teach a man to fish, he can fish for days, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, verse 23 it says, therefore the whole church come together into one place and all speak with tongues, and there come in those that are unlearned or unbelievers. Will they not say that ye are mad? So it's not like they want strife, they want to down talk, but they don't understand what's going on. So that goes like when we're out there and we're reading, it's nothing wrong with speaking harsh and speaking rough, but when that's all that you're doing, when somebody's driving by, they'll say you're mad. They say, oh man, these guys are cursing, they're yelling, they're doing this. It's like you got to do things with understanding, because what's the ultimate goal is to bid those to the marriage. Right now, the ultimate goal is to fear God and keep His commandments, right? The commandment was that you should bid them to the marriage. Treat your neighbors as you treat yourself, right? We're supposed to be striving for salvation, and we're supposed to be teaching salvation, right? The laws, you teach them the laws, but that's not something that you just hunker down over and over and over and over. You should be able to read the laws on your own, you know what I'm saying? But what the men of the Lord and teachers and prophets are here for is to guide people, be the GPS to the Spirit, okay? Not a source of information. Did you know this park to your right has water and blah, 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 and it's not telling you where to go? You know what I'm saying? That's annoying. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing about no park. I'm going to a destination, right? Our destination is salvation. So it's like you're telling me this random information is really distracting to me focusing on my goal, which is salvation again. Okay, it says, thus are the secrets of the heart made manifest. So like it, verse 24 says, but if all prophesy, and there coming one that believeth not, or one unlearned, he is convinced of all, he is judged of all. So no matter if he believes or not, you're either convinced that what they're saying, or you're gonna be judged, because you clearly heard the will of the Lord and where the direction of the Lord is going, and when it manifests, you're gonna be judged and say, hey, you didn't listen when it was time. Okay, it says, and thus are the secrets of his heart made manifest, and so and so falling down on his face, he will worship the Most High and report that the Most High is in you of a truth. So what is the point? That's the whole point, to have somebody fall to their face down and worship the Most High, not you. Because I say that because doing those things ain't nothing but self-praise, or a selfish act, to sit there and say, I'm above you, or I feel like I have a certain type of calling. Ain't nobody's calling here right now is to do nothing but prophesy, okay? Right now in this time. Just like there's a lot of things in the scriptures that are applicable and they're true. Everything in the scriptures is true, but everything isn't appropriate for the time. When Yahushua came, he came to prophesy, and his physical goal was to be crucified. He didn't do things that were opposite or vain to it. Even with the marriage, the Lord complained when they make the water into wine. He was like, my time has not yet come. This is not like what I'm supposed to be doing here. You know what I'm saying? Even though he can do it and there was nothing wrong with it, he was like, yo, here, this is for y'all. I do a miracle for y'all just to show you I can do it, but this is not the time for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for this. You know what I'm saying? That's like, it's asking a human torch to light your stove for you. Like, yo, like, I'm here to save the day, and you ask me to light your stove. Like, there's better things I could be doing. You know what I'm saying? So, verse 26, it says, how is it then, brethren, when you come together, every man hath a song, hath a doctrine, hath a tongue, hath a revelation, hath an interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying. Everybody got a story. Everybody got a testimony. Everybody got a idea. Everybody got a direction. But everything should be building up. Building up onto what? Salvation. These prophecies. Everything should be adding on to that right now. You know what I'm saying? We should supposed to be doing a spirit bomb towards the prophecies. There's teaching. We do teaching. But all that energy, if we're teaching, it should be in the guidance of accordance to the prophecies, helping people get salvation. Of course, helping people get salvation, you can teach them the laws and things like that. But what I'm saying is like, if you're teaching about marriage, it should be not about like, oh yeah, man, and you take a year off and you do this. No, it's like, hey man, those that have wives be as though they had none. When you're speaking on marriage and you're teaching on that, because why? We're in the time of prophesying and doing the will of the Most High. Therefore, when we're teaching in that direction. Okay. Uh, Now going on, it says, if any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by two, or at most by three, and that by course, and let one interpret. So, like, let it happen in pockets. Let it happen how it's supposed to happen. But somebody got to be there to interpret. So if I'm sitting there going into something that's deep, somebody got to be there to co-sign it and say, yeah, that means this, and that means that. So it's like you can tell I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? Or you can tell I'm not. A person can also explain in a way that's understandable. So if I'm going into the three-headed eagles in the book of Second Esdras, and then somebody walks up like, oh, you talking about Julius and crashes and forgetting that start with P, but you get my point. You know what I'm saying? And that person like, oh, so okay, it verifies it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you want, right? But verse 28, but if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the church, and let him speak to himself and to the Most High. So, because I had a situation where I was sitting around somebody and they was praying, and it was of another nation, you know what I'm saying? And, they started praying in another language, and I told them straight away, I'm like, you gotta, if you're gonna sit there and pray, you know what I'm saying, then you pray within the language that I can hear, man. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, I wasn't there for, we're not in a circle praying, but that's the same concept. Like, yo, you're not supposed to do that. Oh yeah, but that's how, ain't how you do. You follow the rules, man. The rules tell you right here, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be extraordinary. Stop trying to, do things. Because for me, now in this faith, as I've grown and I'm here now, I feel like a person's, when people do that, they're, putting curses, unless it's a brother that I trust. Now, mind you, everybody that you're talking to ain't gonna be the only one that you trust. Okay? So you got to build that trust, like the scriptures say. When I get us a friend, prove him first. So it's not like you get a brother and you automatically, oh yeah, I take you in my house and blah blah blah. You got to prove that person, because now all people are meant for all things. Okay. It says, let the prophet speak 2 or 3, and let the other judge. So now and then when you're going out and prophesying, it tells you to go about 2 or 3. You're not supposed to, when you're speaking, you take turns. You know what I'm saying? And it says 30. It says, if anything be revealed to another that sitteth by, let the first hold his peace. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comforted. And the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. So what is it saying? It's like everybody get their turn. It's not just one person going. Now there's order. The head has the right to override a thing, but at the same time, the head should have a gentle spirit to say, yeah, let that brother get it in, because he's a man of the Lord also, right? Now I'm going to jump down for time's sake and memory's sake. Verse 37. I went from 32 to 37. It says, if any man, because this is talking about the women speaking in churches and things like that, and how it's bringing confusion. It says, if any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. So again, verse 28, but if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the church, and let him speak to himself and to the Most High. Verse 37, if any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. That if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. What does that mean? Ignorant does not mean stupid. It just means you don't know. So if you don't want to know, a man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition, reject. So if you can't get it, then let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and force feed you the truth. Okay, on whatever level. So if I realize I'm going over your level, then yeah, I make that adjustment. I'm not gonna go over your head or undernourish you and then you don't get it, and then walk off. No, it's like, understand, you gotta be fair. Understand that you're like, I'm maybe going over this person's head, and then you explain it. That's why it's a first, that man's a heretic at that first or second admonition, reject, because you're supposed to adjust and edify. But if that person's clearly resisting, like the scripture says, of waking, speaking wise words to a fool is like waking a man up out of a sound sleep. Some people just aren't going to get it, and your spirit has to recognize that. All right, but if you're in the flesh and you're trying to do a knowledge bowl, then you're going to come into a rude awakening that the Lord is in control of everything. No matter how much information you push to a person, if the Lord doesn't open the eyes, they won't receive it. So you can do all the studying in the world, you can do everything you could possibly do physically to make this happen, but if it's not of the Lord's will, it's not going to happen. And we have to understand that, trust in that, and abide by that. There's relatives that we may want to wake up. There's people that are around us that we may not want to fall out. There's people that we want to teach. We can study and say, I got it. I got the perfect way to break this down for everybody to understand it. The Lord blocked people's minds. He blocked their minds. It's amazing how it works, but He blocks their minds. It could be how they grew up. You know what I'm saying? The Lord allowed them to go through a situation to where it blocks them towards men. And it could be blocking towards religion or the Bible in itself, to where they was in a Catholic church and something happened to them where they got molested by a priest, and then they just turn their back on the Most High. All kind of things. The Lord allows us to go through things. But everybody, the thing is, everybody went through something that could do that. But the elect always stand true to the gospel. I just wanted to add that in there, because we all go through trials and tribulations and afflictions, but the elect adheres to the Most High, and the wicked separates, because the scripture says, unto the pure all things are pure, and to the undefiled unbelieving there is nothing pure. So they're just waiting for an opportunity to turn their backs on the Most High. And at the end of the day, the undefiled, unfaithful, unbelieving exists around us, and we're here to teach everybody. That's why, preaching on the highways and byways is very important and obvious to show your faith, because you're going to be running into those people that are defiled, faithful, and unfaithful, and unbelieving, and they will do things and say things to not only express how they feel, but to discourage you. There's people out there that all the time we out there on the highways, people yell, whatever, scoffing, Jesus is real, or, assalamu alaikum, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it pisses you off, some things pisses you off, some things, it's like, these people, man, if they had the ability to attack us, they would, you know what I'm saying? Pretty sure they would attack us, because the scripture says so. If they kill the prophets, you know what I'm saying? And they kill us by discrediting us, but also because, you crucify the Lord by, changing His image and things like that, and trying to destroy His legacy. But that's what they do. They discredit us, and they kill us by lying on us, saying, oh, they crazy, they yelling, they in the cult, So that's the way they can kill us without physically killing us, And I think that was a important thing to bring up, the fact that ultimately, we're edifying. We're here to edify. We're here to speak the language of edification, but also we can't overextend ourselves to people who won't get it. Because if they won't get it and they want ordained, they're not going to get it. That's just what it is. So I hope that was edifying to you, Aki, man. I think that's a good chapter that basically says, speak, when you do things, let it be to the will of the Most High and to edifying. You know what I'm saying? You can be too harsh on somebody to the point it's not edifying. You can be too gentle. You can be too much of anything. It's too much of anything. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're not giving a person enough, or whether you're giving a person too much, you got to do it just right. And the Lord will guide us and put the Spirit on us to say, I pull it back a little bit, or you got to go harder. You know what I'm saying? And we got to listen to those conversations and dialogues of the Most High. Hey, call all y'all by Shema Shab, by Shema Karkadash, Baraka Thumb, double honors our apostles, who are elders who rule well. I want to say blessings and salutations to you brothers that got teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. A sincere, I have a thumb, acquiring. Love the octave, love the octave. Inshallah.